then, Maras, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Oh, now then. That's only Jimmy Savile there. That's a bit wrong, isn't it? Welcome to the weekly episode of TED Talks, the Ted Hankey podcast, the video version. Know what I mean? Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got another fun show of shit chat in store for you tonight as well. So I can't do it on my own. Every week I like to be joined by my good Mala, and here he is. Now, mate.
Yeah, now then, Ted. All right, podcasters. I'm all right, mate. Yeah, you know, you can do it on your own, you know. You just have to be careful at the bathroom door shut. Otherwise,
do what on your own?
Like, do stuff on your own. Especially with a camera as well, it's class.
Are you on about having a talk?
Well, of course. What else were you talking about?
Poo and a tug? Have you ever had a poo and a tug at the same time?
It's a physical impossibility. Everyone knows that. You can't do both. You can't, man. You can't. Your climactic relief will just end up popping your poo out. That's no good. Ted, look how good me tash is coming on. Watch.
Oh, yeah, that's coming on well, that Mala, yeah.
Yeah, it's class, isn't it? I'm like, it's proper good. I think like I'm very nearly like, you know, like a teenager who was like a little dirty one. I'm nearly there at the minute.
I've got a question for you, man. Do you have any pubes?
I have a few. I do. I have a few. But listen, I'm not an overly hairy person. You wouldn't believe it because of my head. But honestly, I'm bald everywhere else.
Oh, honestly. I remember when we used to go to Thornbury Baths as a kid. And, you know, I had a big pubic thatch from the age of 12. And right the way up until we were 17, 18, still swimming, you had nothing, did you, mate? You just had like you had a long tail. But like, it looked like a turkey's neck.
It used to help me prove of age when I was getting on the bus. Do you know, if I wanted to pay that price, I'd just whack it out. See, so, well, I suppose I'm a 12-year-old. Have a look at that. I'm just gifted. Well,
let's have a look what people are saying in the message section for now. Here we go. Hang on. Dorsey there. Just finished listening to the podcast in time for live show. Cheers, Dorsey. That's good.
Nice one.
How are Belshil? Yeah, I don't even clue what that means.
Belshil, you're at 8 now.
There's Mally there. Now Mally's been losing it, running. Good lad. Oh, here she is. Charlene, let's have it, lads. All right.
After lockdown, Charlie, yeah? You've got to work, girl.
Sophie Cooper there, best time of the week is when I pop round after the show.
Ted, the best time of the week was you starting off talking about having a poo and wank at the same time.
Yeah, it's got a poo wank. A wanky poo. Evening Doyle's there from DJ Barry Small. Paul Cartwright there. Now then, Ted, now mate. Now Ted, how's you? I'm good, pal. Yeah, it's Clark Kent. Oh, I don't know about you. He's on about your gigs there, mate. All right, Andy Arkin. That's a great Chuck Norris picture you've got going on there, mate. You know what I mean?
That is Chuck Norris, right, lads? And lasses, when he had a Kentucky waterfall, which is the official name for a mullet.
I've got to ask you, man, what school did you go to? Anthony Whelan's asking there. What school? You didn't go, did you?
I never went to school. And if I did, it probably wouldn't be giving it away on the podcast, Mr. Whelan.
Someone's commented about your tash, saying it's a 5-a-side tash.
Well, cheers, mate. It was only 3-a-side last week. So, marginal gains, boys and girls. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
We've got some advice here from Andy Lynch. Ted, does your hair need a wash? Head like a bag of chips, mate. If you're offering to wash it for me, Andy, I'll accept that. But I want one of those head massages where you get like Sax and Tony and Guy. You know what I mean?
Well,
will you be the face of the three parts? I think we could, Mala. We could.
Well, I mean, can I do mine now? Come to Middlesbrough, or you're going to get a bat.
Yeah, I'll do mine, and it's more like...
The
hookers are cheap.
Well, we haven't even thought this through properly, right? Because we know...
Hey, Luke.
We know that the... do you know what I mean? When the free ports turn up, everything else happens. I'm sure I didn't. I've never looked through any cartoon characters. But you never know. I could have. There was a couple of Mr. Men there, but I can't remember.
Before you answer this question, Mala, someone said the only pubes you'd have are on your teeth.
Oh, well, here, look.
Off Broadback.
I always clean my teeth before I go live to the nation. When I mean nation, though, I just mean like a couple of people on Teesside that like listening to me and Ted for a bit, which is still good. Like, I like it. It's good.
Sophie recently came down to the Thornaby Scuttlers. You can see there. She's a new member of the Thornaby Scuttlers, and I just tried to put a little bit of one-to-one time in with her to get her up to speed, but she just called me a creep.
He does that. Sophie, don't worry about it. You have to have your induction, don't you, Ted?
There's Helen. Hiya, Helen. Oh,
hello, Helen. What are you doing?
We've got some class comments coming in. Lovely. Well, welcome to the show. This is the weekly show where we like to address local and national silly news stories. And then we have a chat with you about what your favourite things are. And we just have a bit of a chinwag about it, you know what I mean? The main reason we do this is so you listen to the podcast that comes out on a Wednesday. This is like, you know, like Big Brother's Little Brother. This is like that thing, isn't it, on the side of the main show, which is the podcast. And then you're like Ryland Clark and I'm like Russell Brand, and we're doing the podcast Little Brother. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Listen, you can get some side notes going today because there's loads of stories going about flange at the minute.
Ted, why don't you announce that? It was, wasn't it? What was it, Ted?
Right, our first news story is an absolute belter, and I want to thank Mala for bringing this to my attention. Woman shocked to discover she's pregnant despite still being a virgin. Mala, tell me a news story about this.
Well, right. What happened was this lass, right? Her and a lad were having a bit of a tickle, but they didn't really. And she said, he couldn't get it in me because he was massive. Apparently, don't blame me. This was in a proper paper.
Writing stories about me again.
But, and then she went, and then 9 months later, I discovered I was pregnant and I just popped out a burn and I've never even had sex. Do you know, I mean, that has happened to me before. Do you remember, though, with Scruffy Cheryl, my ex, Ted? I mean, I was away for 11 months, wasn't I, in prison, and I come back and she'd had a kid. Apparently it was mine, which, do you know what I mean? He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, you are not of the foreign ethnicity that this child was, which is a bit confusing.
Hang on, right. Let me point this out to you, Ted, right? Where was Jesus from? He was from Jerusalem, which was in the Middle East. So Nazareth, which is in the Middle East. So if you get a baby and it's given you by Jesus, never guess what? It probably will look like it's from the Middle East, wouldn't it?
That's a good read. Yeah, that explains it, doesn't it? So you're saying Scruffy Cheryl had the Immaculate Conception?
Well, yeah, I think so, yeah, because I think she must have. She had something. She wasn't using contraception, I know that. Anyway,
this lass is complaining she got pregnant because her lad popped the tip in. Clearly shot his muck in like a few seconds because he's put like I'm going to be. As soon as I come out of lockdown, as soon as I get a even if I just get a flash, you know, like when you walk into the taxi rank and someone's skirt blows up. If I see a pair of knickers, that's it. I'll explode. I really will.
Well, you don't look on washing lines as you go through, so
But this was on Lad Bible. Now, I don't even believe the real Bible, so I don't think it's true in Lad Bible.
It's a Bible. It is a Bible. You know what I mean? And people don't. What about the Bible of Enoch? Does everyone know about that?
Of the Ewoks?
No, right. Like in all the Bibles, you know, when you have the Bible of Luke and Christopher and John and all them lads, that they all did the Bible, didn't they? Right. Then there was a mad lad called Enoch, and he did one as well, and it was found, but he was talking about aliens, so they went, "Nah, we're not putting that in." That's what happened.
Have you ever read the Bible of Barry?
Yeah, I read that Bible you used to leave in the bathroom all the time round the house. On your own.
That was just my dream book. Have you been reading my dreams?
I thought it was the Bible.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I liked the fact where you were turning water into wine and selling it at a very discounted price. It was lovely.
Yeah, and I was making my own perfume with rose petals. So with that story there, I mean, come on. She's got herself national coverage in Lad Bible by lying that her boyfriend popped a tip in, did a spunk, she got pregnant. Clearly, she just thinks that it needs to be in there for a good few minutes for it to impregnate. It doesn't. You just need to pop the shaft in and straight away you can...
Ted, maybe she got some other sort of coverage, which is why she was, it wasn't national coverage, it was other coverage, which is why she's been pregnated. Maybe she just like, maybe the lad was like, oh, yeah, there's no way that I got you pregnant. I only just stuck a little bit in. And she's like, oh, no, it was. But maybe she was holding the Bacatti parties like your lasters and you do.
Shut up.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
They'll all want to come. I mean, they'll all want to attend.
Thought that's what was meant to happen.
So let's see what people are saying about this. Here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. She's calling me a creepy, filthy doll. Yeah, that was correct, Sophia. Dorsey believes them. Virgin Mary is Charlene saying that there. Barry thinks she's from South Bank. George, our lucky sponsors, read that story earlier. Very good. Let's have a. It's good, mate. It's a good question. Maybe he spunked in the knickers. Peter Scott's put there. You know, like sometimes we were saying, if our Jolie sat on my spunk sock, she'd probably get pregnant, wouldn't she?
Peter, that's the sort of in-depth journalism we need on this show. So if you want to do some investigation into that and see what it works.
Paul's saying, got the old turkey based out. Pop that up there.
I'm a vegetarian.
Work, isn't it?
Turkey based though.
It's a bit hard work. I'd rather just pop it in for 2 seconds and have the embarrassment, you know.
Hey, well, listen, right, at the end of the day, you know what I mean, Ted? It was International Flange Day, wasn't it? As you were telling me the other day, weren't you?
Yeah, I might have made that up, mate. I think it was International Women's Day, and we've got to respect that with no misogynistic comments like that, Mala.
You said to me it was National Flange Day, and that's why I got a bat. I went to National Flange all different.
I said it was National Flan Day. That's why I brought that quiche round.
But it was in the shape of a... I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh, you know what? If women got pregnant every time the tip popped in, I'd have thousands of mouse babies.
I thought you said if women got pregnant every time a tit popped in. That's all.
Chris Libby kicking off here. Watch with these 7 p.m. start. Oh, I missed you worse than the fucking eat. Chris, I'm very sorry, but we have been announcing on the social medias that it's 7 p.m. because, you know, Mala likes to catch up on Emmerdale, don't you, at 8?
Well, yeah, and everyone doesn't know this, but I get out of bed at 4:30 in the morning, right? Because I have to nick everyone's milk before it gets up, don't I? So while I'm out nicking milk, and then I come in and look at me eyes, man. I've been on the go for about 15 hours. Look, they're dead shut again.
Yeah, look at them.
The
eyes of a shrew.
It's what?
The eyes of a shrew.
Well,
Sorry, I'm late. Ted was having me tea. Our last one let me have anything on the table except food. And, we know
what did he have
for Royal Highness Kate Middleton herself there. Evening, lads. Hey, Kate. Lovely to see Michelle Preston. Nearly missed you. Well, we're here. Good to see you, Michelle. Right, so we've discussed there the Immaculate Conception of that last on Lad Bible. Next news story is a good one, but before we get to that, you know, there is loads of grassing going on Teesside Live, Mala.
Grassing all the time.
Loads of grassing going on Teesside Live.
I'm going to do a fast shot of it. Like, you ready for a fast side mouth again? Look at that one. You don't know when you do a dry mouth.
It's not as effective. But the next news story is, well, offshore wind farm. You know what I mean? Teesside. We are that fucking class. We are bringing offshore onshore. Isn't that right, Mala?
Yeah, well, everyone knows we are offshore on Teesside. Everyone loves it. So they've decided that to save all the lads having to travel, they're going to just bring the stuff here, which is class because you know what I mean? It means you won't miss a match and that. But it's on the downside. It means that all them girls won't be on their own in Yarm, Ted. You know, when we go on our little missions.
The offshore mums.
The offshore mums down in Yarm. Yeah, well, So
you know what? I've got a business idea. What I'm going to do down at the place where this is being built, I'm going to set up like my own little van, my own little tuck shop van. But I'm just going to sell Breitlings, and you know, the lads working there, they'll probably pop out for the dinner and go, "Hey, all right, yeah, shall we go buy a fucking Breitling from the store over there on our dinner?" You know.
I think it's class because it's like it is loads of jobs come to Teesside again because we are Teesside and we are proud. And I tell you what, right, we're going to be the centre of the world soon, and it's going to be mint. And I'm telling you now, when it is like that, I'm going to move somewhere else because I like living in poverty most of my life. So it's it'll just send me out. Side
mouth there. Offshore lads, roll fella.
Well, of course they do. We love the offshore lads. The mint.
Even more windies riding over Yarm, flashing their inshore money on the weekend. It's true. It's true, Barry. There will be. They'll all be rocking around Yarm in the tight fucking Vivian Westwood shirts, you know, like that, and them chinos that don't even reach the ankles, no socks. Yeah, all right, mate. Hey, yeah, are we going in the bull or what? Oh, well, let's go and see if we get some beacon going in the bull. You know what I mean? Are we? Let me know, Breitling. Proper mint, innit?
That's proper. Is that on the job description? Because I fancy being a windy after you've just said that. Sounds mint. I'm already a vegetarian, Ted, so I'm halfway there, aren't I? I can just jump.
Yeah, true. Although I did see you eat a badger before.
That's not meat. Everyone knows that. That's a wild animal. It was more of a fight to the death. Class. I can't believe we are going to be on shore now.
Where all the lads going to pretend they're working? No. Where you're working? Well, I'm onshore, offshore.
Yeah. Well, onshore, offshore, mate. No, they're going to be doing it. They are going to be doing it. I love them. Like, we've got loads of mates, haven't we, Ted? Let's be honest, that work offshore. So we just like
Doyles. They're all Doyles.
Yeah, I love them all, mate. The class. They always buy me loads of drinks when I go out, so I'm up of it.
Oh, the only thing they bring back for me is sexually transmitted infections.
This is the thing, right? They all go off and they all buy me drinks, but then when they go away, I'm there parking the missus. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Ted? You go to a run, don't you, Ted? Well, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
I know on certain parts of Yarm.
Here we go. Chris Libby, Ted's van at the port, Breitlings and Bifter. Gold mine.
Gold mine. Too right.
Get yourself down. Get yourself down to Breitlings and Bifter. Swear down. Only cost me $5,000. That, you know what I mean? And I got a free gram.
That sounds like you could give Triad to run for its money.
Craig from the Georgia said, "Did you see the size of them being built? Absolutely massive, bigger than the Angel of the North. That fucking Parmo, Craig's bigger than the Angel of the North. The one you're holding. Look at that.
Well, he's here.
Offshore is the future. I can put a word in for you if you like. Well, maybe not.
I'm not allowed to because I'm on a tag, and if I leave Teesside, I'm in trouble.
Will they all be travelling to work in brown canoes? Is that the daft shoes that they wear? All of them.
Is that some sort of sexual thing?
Will the Scots come to Teesside to work onshore, offshore? Let's hope not.
I have bad experience with Scottish women, so I really hope not.
Oh, remember that one? Remember that one you went with before, and she insisted on pegging you.
Honestly, I have bad luck with Scottish women. I do. Even worse with Scottish men. That's it.
No one likes them. So yeah, it all leads to the free party Teesside, which is all proper class. We're all over the moon with that.
The best in it.
And not forgetting the millions of quids and that given to Farnaby and the Borough. So things for Teesside are looking up. And on Saturday, on the George Pub and Grill page, I co-host a show called Eat of the Week, and we are interviewing the Mayor of Tees Valley as well, Mr. Houchin as well. So that should be interesting. I'm going to ask him if he's going to put an import tax on flange.
Are you sure it's not Steve Gibson, Ted? I've heard he runs these parts. So
he's the Mayor of Teesside.
He's behind the scenes, is he?
He is, yeah. But now we'll take it over to our lovely audience who are watching on their computers and big offshore
television
on the wall above the fire. Because every offshore lad likes his telly on the wall. Yeah, I want my telly on the wall, you know what I mean? So it looks mint.
It does look mint though, Ted. I've been watching hers on the wall. It's class.
Who broadbacks? How is she?
Pouching, get a pouching.
Yeah. Here we go. Barry, we need to buy a nice old cream van and rename it Mr. Whiskey. Yeah, do you want sprinkles on that? Yeah, Mala, crush some of them ease up for us.
Yeah, like as the kids say, you are proper up in your game there, kid. That's class.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, swear down, mate. That fucking ice cream van is on point.
It's unreal, that is, kid. Brilliant. No, that's
you know, for me, it was criminally underlooked. Why do people always say, you know, when they describe a footballer? Yeah, do you know which footballer for me is always criminally overlooked? What do you mean criminally? Like, I know Adam Johnson was criminally overlooked. You know, like Mark Noble isn't. Sorry, I'm going off point. Yeah, it's over to the audience now. Last week we talked about, the week before we talked about favourite nights out growing up. Then we talked about favourite films last week. This week we want to know your favourite songs, what you loved growing up. You know, like I remember, Mala, when we used to go to the caravan at Windy Harbour in Blackpool, and it was the first time Spice Girls Zigga Zigga came out, and you were all over that, weren't you, in your little Union Jack dress?
Well, back then I had ginger hair, so I used to look nicer.
And you were on Spice.
Just quickly, Ted, right? Can I ask you some advice?
Yeah, go on.
Right? Have you seen Marcella? Like that one with that bird who was like in Brookie, I think.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you were trying to show me off your new instrument there.
No, Marcella, yeah. No, have you seen it?
I admit, I love it with that Anna Frail, yeah.
Have you seen when she has that blonde hair and it goes like here? Do you think I should do man like that? Because it's getting that quite long and I might dye it.
I think you should, mate, and start wearing the little leather skirt, what you wore as well.
don't think they make them in my size, Ted.
But yeah, get yourself on the old hanky chat and tell us... I've just made that up. What songs you used to love growing up? We're going to have a little look through some of the comments now. Andy Lynch, Summer of the 69. I think that was when he walked in on his mum and dad at a bad moment. So we won't go into that. Craig, you can tell he's from Stockton. He loved a bit of Took and Play That Game. Craig's like, you know, like he used to go into Visage and he'd be like, to play that game.
Yeah, Bobby Brown a wife, Peter.
Dressed exactly like that in a waistcoat. Oh, here we go. Andrew Arkin knows all the words to Informer.
You know, there's nobody I can blame. I lick your boom boom down. Yeah, do you know what I like, Ted? I like Cigarettes and Alcohol by Oasis because, right, when I first heard it, it just set the theme for the rest of my life. And I thought, yeah, all you do need is cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
If I said all you need is outdoor sports and clean living, I'd have been a different man now.
Mum was the same with who let the dogs out. Mally there is his dad's Beatles for Sale album. He used to listen to. That's great, that.
Brilliant.
Paul Cartwright, I am the music man. I come from far away and I can play.
How far away does he come?
What's not the word you must say? What can you play?
I don't like the music man, it's shite.
Oh, okay. Duncan there, he liked a bit of Stay Free by Clash, good song. Kate Middleton, Vanilla Ice. What's that? Slippery endless. Good. Oh. Hang on, so I think we've got a real bad problem here because someone's put. You've got to love a bit of Simply the Best South Cleveland.
It makes it on
an album, Chris. You need to get a life, mate. You know what I mean?
He did work for Lookers though, didn't he? So he just got
on the trunk road.
On the trunk roads, he worked for Lookers.
It had to come up, didn't it? It had to come up, obviously. Was that? Didn't she have hairy armpits as well?
And I can't remember. I was too busy looking at the lovely sights of the steelworks or whatever it was behind her.
Green Door by Shaky.
Behind the green door. He's class Shaky, man. He's the this could have been if he'd worked harder.
Mick McGowan here. Scorpions, Wind of Change.
Well,
Hi lads, I loved a bit of Floella Benjamin's.
That's because just random. I like that.
Is that a spelling mistake or?
He's put minge in a word, which, like, to be fair, Ian, you do get extra points for.
You do.
You do.
Zanzibar massive with a wallet full of Zanzi dollars. I found some Zanzi dollars in my old suit jacket not long ago. There we go. Let's have a look. Free from Desire. Was that was Gala? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Gala. That's
My lover's got no money. He's got his strong beliefs. But everyone used to go,
when we were kids,
do the worst, didn't they? My lover's got no money. He likes his tambourines. My lover's got no money. He jumps on trampolines.
Well, la 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 la.
We used to go mala 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 mala.
Yeah, Ted, you had all of these when you were a kid. I didn't have no kids.
I had a bit of good life, good life, good life, good life.
I never liked life. But to be fair, I liked either the Smiths in the 80s. I was a big Smiths man and a Queen man, so I loved all the Queen. And then
with indie music, well, we Mala like Oasis,
and I was a big fan as well. So that was mainly what we did, wasn't it, Ted?
Yeah, I'm a massive, and I still am a massive Pulp fan. Love Pulp; they're my favourite. Someone's putting a bit of Cotton Eye Joe. They were absolutely dying on Top of the Pops. Did you all go to the Top of the Pops, Barry, to watch Cotton Eye Joe? Were you one of them pre-pubescent teenagers trying to look at Michaela Strachan's skirt?
Well,
Oh no, that was a really wild show. That was me. Sorry. That's why I got kicked out holding that tarantula.
It wasn't a tarantula, though, was it, Ted, in the end? Was it what you grabbed hold of? It wasn't.
Tracy, hang on, what we got here? Tracy Holloway's put their blaming on the boogie. Yeah, good song.
Yeah,
blaming on. Is that the Big Fun version or the original sort of Jackson 5 version? I'd like to know. Because if it's a Big Fun one from the sort of late 80s, you'd a dial.
Well, listen, a lot of the stuff we liked when we were growing up, you get from your mum and dad, don't you? Because when you're stuck in car journeys with them, or like they've just got it on the radio.
Yeah, I think that's an example. I loved Coward of the Country when he was 4-year-old. Good, like music.
Yeah, that is mint song, that as well, by the way. Have you heard that one? The Coward of the County.
Yeah.
Class. Because in the end, it just goes mad and kills them all, it's brilliant.
So Chris's favourite song was the Cup Final song. Very good.
That was mint.
Charlene, I love all the oldies, showed our age now, lads. Craig there, he was a big Set You Free fan, hanging out the top of his Cosworth.
You can tell. Oh, Craig, right? When the lockdown's finished, are we going to have a big party and just play that on repeat in the George? All night?
Does anyone remember the band who sang Mr. Vane?
Call me Mr. Radar. Call me Mr. Wrong. Call me insane. I know what I want. I'm trying
Please comment if you do, because I can't remember. It'll come to me though. Ultra Beat or someone like that, wasn't it? I don't know. Let's have a look. That song about looking in your big brown eye.
Oh girl, I tell you, yeah, that was that one.
She's got Betty Davis's brown eye. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Ice Ice Baby. The Tiller Corporation Going Home, Teesside Anthem. He was in, clearly Richard Watson was in, he's Blue Monkey and stuff. It's a bit racist. I don't know about that, Mally.
Class, that's a mint song. I love that song. Love Struck, lovely. I liked, which was, if you watch Live Aid, right? But the American one, not the British one, but if you watch the American version of it, the Cars were on with, You Give Me Just What I Needed, which is a mint song. If you listen to that, it's brilliant.
Class. We came up with the answer, Mr. Vane. It was Culture Beat. I was going to say that.
Who put that up? Was that Mally?
Mally, he knows everything, Mally.
Mally, if there's one man on T, he knows everything. Mally's class.
If I'd never met him before, I would assume he was a virgin. I really would.
I think if we ever decide to do countdown, Mally's got to be in the corner, with his skirt on, and he's just got to be putting stuff up for us. Minge, how was that spelled? Yeah, good. Oh yeah, that's a lovely spelling.
You just go, well, it's spelled like this, mate. So, no, please and wishes. Thanks for letting us know that, Paul. Yeah, I'll be around later. Let's have a look what James Sit Down, This Charming Man, Adam and the
I agree with you.
That is an unreal album, yeah. What's this? You two look like you don't mind a bit of Rolf. Jake the Peg and that. I don't think so. Oh, Jake the Peg, little
extra leg.
And that's how you get removed off Facebook, ladies and gentlemen.
What, being Jimmy Savile?
Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen. Show a little faith. There's magic in the night. You ain't a beauty, but hey, you're all right.
Yeah, I've said that many a time.
Yeah. Mr. Blue Vein. He's bringing them all out tonight, Ian, isn't he? Freaking hell.
What was that one, Ted, that you had? That was Kate. That's awful. Don't ever mention to Pow in front of me again. They were awful. But you know what I mean? If you liked them, you liked them. Ted, what was that one you had? Which was the Wigfield one, but it wasn't done by Wigfield. It was done by some Jamaican ska band.
It was Saturday Night by Black Duck, and it used to go like this. Saturday night and you feel all right. Saturday night and I'm up the fight. Like you, baby. Oh, shake it to the left now, shake it to the right. Move your body till you feel all right.
It was the most awful thing I'd ever heard. Didn't you, Ted?
Loved it, yeah. Loved it, me, you know what I mean? Brown-eyed Girl. Yeah, there we are, Peter Scott. Here we go. Let's have a look here. I remember our dad's favourite song was "The Barge Rhythm of the Night." Yeah, our dad was in the Madison when the Hitman and Air were there. He tried to grab Michaela Stacker's tits, so she punched him, and that song was playing. It's a great memory, Chris.
Beautiful. It's lovely.
Thank you for sharing it. But is it true?
Like, I think, though, how many times Michaela Strachan was nearly raped on Teesside because everyone seems to want to grab hold of her in some way. No wonder she was, like, running everywhere in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, and, you know, that was the deterrent of having Terry Nutkins with her all the time because people were frightened he might grow them.
Ted, that man was addicted to a Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, he's our mate Bin Bob there. Children of the Night in Walkers in Stockton.
Now then, Mickey, what are you doing, son? See ya.
Oh, hey, Mala. How many women did we finger the Children of the Night? I'm glad I got that in the wrong context because how many children did we finger in the night there? But I got it the right context.
It was a simpler time. Do you know what I mean? Like that was acceptable back then. Somehow it was just it was all right.
Oh, now we're talking. Bit of rebel. The Shaka Demus and the Pliers.
That's
oh macho. Oh, Emma. Yes, hello.
You just looked perfect. I knew he'd do that.
Yeah, present arms, UB40. I used to love a bit of UB40. I mean, there's a rat in my kitchen. What time am I going to do?
Let's have this. You used to love a bit of UB40. I was never a fan.
It was one of my first albums I got free off Britannia Music. There was that. There was Blur. There was Blur, Parklife. There was Oasis Cigarettes and Alcohol. There was Divine Madness. And then there was Beautiful South carrying up the charts. They were my 3 CDs I got that when I joined Britannia Music. And then once I got them, I left. You get to keep them. Little hack for you there if you ever went back in time.
Life hack.
Life hack, yeah. Time travel life hack there. It's a bit like, you know, like in Back to the Future where he gets the Almanac magazine.
Yeah.
Do it. He's a good.
Sinbob, he loved it, didn't he? Sinbob, you loved that. You had Boss Drum, didn't you? The album.
He did,
I remember it well.
Remember when Sinbob, I'll bring him back up. Hang on, let's see if I can find him. Here he is. Children of the Night. There he is. He was a big fan of Danny Minogue, wasn't he? And he got all the words from Looking magazine. And he insisted that we split the words up into a 3-piece band so we could recite them in our own boy band. Cheers for that, Sinnott.
Well, yeah, that's where we are today. That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, lovely. Good, there's some crack in here. I'm not putting stuff like Gary Glitter and Rolf Harris up. You're not funny, so stop doing it. Oh, shit, I pressed the wrong one. Oh, hey, there we go. Forever.
I thought you were going to stop putting Gary Glitter stuff up. You got Gary Glitter. And Rolf Harris said you put Forever Young up, Ted. You're going to get
sorry.
enough fucking all of it.
Public Domain, Operation Blade, Insanity by Oceanic.
Some proper heads coming out here.
Jump Around, Class in the Thornaby Corner in the Mall on a Thursday night.
Well, of course, Peter. Of course it was. That was exactly. Pack it up, pack it in, let them begin.
Steve Jones, you're a brown-eyed girl, and he always go like, "Oh, hey, mate, come on."
Yeah, it was International Women's Day. We're being a bit more sensitive today, haven't we? We've already talked about the bird that got pregnant without getting pratted, and then other stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan at the time, but he like a little bit of Kate Bush these days. Wouldn't we all, Andy? Wouldn't we all? I'm a big fan of the Bush. I really am.
I like Towns of Love. I thought that was mean. And the Future Heads did a good version of that. Do you remember that one, Ted? When the Future Head from Sunderland did Hounds of Love.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, they were class. That was a good version of it.
Hounds of Love are calling.
That's the one. I like.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do a little bit of promo while we've got you all. Listen to me podcast on a Wednesday, you bell whiffs.
Hey, Ted, can I do some?
Go on, then.
Yeah, you fucking dibs. Right, we work very hard to do this podcast for you, right? And Ted does loads of editing because I'm crap, right? And he has to filter out all my swear words and misogyny and all the other stuff I say. So, listen to it. All right.
Wow, racism as well.
No, that was the name of my band I was starting, but you said I couldn't. And it was just...
But yeah, no, we don't joke about things like that. Download the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, all in places. Give it a listen. This week, the Offshore Boys appear in the final of MasterChef. It's rather funny. If you don't believe us, ask our mate Mally. He's listened to it already and enjoyed it. So it's pretty good. You can join my Patreon scheme for as little as £3 a month, and you get access to the podcast early. You get tickets for comedy shows 48 hours in advance of general sale. So my gig on May the 28th in Borough is sold out. Going on sale soon for June the 25th in Borough. So if you're on the patron scheme, you'll get them tickets on March the 31st. Hang on. If you're on my mailing list, you get them on April the 1st. And if you're on neither, they go on general sale on April the 2nd. So watch out for them. Mike Milligan is headlining. It's going to be class. So there you go.
Ted.
Yeah.
Can I come to that gig on the 28th? I don't have a ticket.
Are you coming on your own, or are you bringing Broad back?
Well, I'll be on my own, man. It'll be class.
Yeah, we'll go out afterwards and see if there's any flange kicking about.
Well, that sounds good to me. Yeah, like none of you say anything. Like I know everyone's grassing on Teesside Live, but no one tell anything about that. All right, that's between me and Ted. Yeah, grasses are not welcome. So please. Don't be grassing on Teesside Live. Right, well, it's coming up very soon to the end of the show, so let's have a quick look at the hanky comment section. Didn't sound as good this time. And let's see what other songs we've got. We've got Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. I can't help but do the one-armed drummer every time I think of Def Leppard. He had one.
Matty Morgan loved a bit of QFX Freedom. That was a Mal banger. I think you'll find, Matty, that was my nickname when I used to go to the Mal banger.
That's QFX Freedom was your name. Then the banger.
And Mala was known as the Visage Fondler.
I was called the Busters Beat Boy.
The Levelers, good. Well, you know, I know all the salons are closed at the moment, Charlene, but just hang in there, love.
I think Bush were a very cheap imitation of Nirvana, to be honest with you. But whatever you like.
Oh, place your hands.
Was that Bush? I'm thinking of someone else then.
I think that was Bush, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, my hole.
God,
that was Reef, wasn't it? That was Reef, wasn't it?
I think Bush were there. They were like a Nirvana rip-off.
Yeah, they were. They were shit. Spandau Ballet, Your Goal. Yeah, we used to like a bit of because I used to like stuff like Charlatans, One to Another. You know, I still love Blur, Pulp,
yeah, criminally underrated, Ted.
Criminally underrated, Shed 7.
The one good album he had, but the Blue Tones, Expecting to Fly, that was a brilliant album, that when it came out.
Emma Bennett was a fan of the boy bands then, New Kids and Take That. Yeah, well, you might have seen Man and Mala's boy band duo. We were a topless sort of duo where we just wear like denim dungarees and we'd have like incredibly oiled up physiques and stuff like that. And we were just called Ted and Mala, who was nothing fancy, was he?
Well, we were double D, weren't we, for double denim? But then someone pointed out that it could say double dick, so we took it off. And like Ted also created a new look then, which all the bikers had. He had like a leather jacket, and then he put like a cut-off sleeve denim jacket over the top of it. He looked class, didn't you, Ted?
I looked mint. I looked like I can probably only be described as a cross between Kane Dingle and
strong look as well.
Yeah, and Jayton Snake Roberts was.
Well, your dad was actually. You looked very much like him.
Let's have a look here. What do you think about the outside drinking? Do you think there'll be lots of trouble? There fucking will be if I don't get served fast. I'm telling you now, Paul. I'll be knocking people out.
Paul, what's going on about outside drinking? Like, I haven't heard this one.
We've been drinking down the park every Friday night.
I've been drinking outside my whole life. I don't do what I want.
Brutus Gold Night was mint. Dance yourself dizzy. It was, yeah, a little secret. I used to work for him. There you go.
I'm going to not say a word.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, but yeah, I was one of the characters. I won't go into any more detail about that. But and so was Matty Morgan at one point as well, who's a fan on here as well. Very good. Let's have a look. The day we caught the train, Ocean Colour Scene, class. Shed 7 going for gold, class. And don't forget, hope you both turn up on the 28th and you both get a slap at the same time. We will do with the size of your fucking hands, Duncan. One handle slap us both.
Well, Duncan, yeah, you won't even know it's me. I'm going to sneak in there. You're not going to be able to tell it's me. Go on, Ted.
He will. He's wearing a Smurf outfit.
Yeah, right. If you ever get a chance, listen to Rick Witter and the Dukes because it's class.
There you go. That's our tip of the week.
No, the tip of the week was what that girl got off her boyfriend, and that's why she's pregnant. That was tip of the week.
Craig's got a draft tank for us both at your table on the 12th of April, lads. That's good. That'll do for us. I don't know what's happening then, but we'll be there.
Do you get fish with that tank, or is it just like on its own? You have to go to the pet shop.
Last thing you want's a draft in a fish tank, you know what I mean? Water. Anyway, thank you very much for listening this week. That's the more or less the end of the show. We'll be back next week, 7 o'clock. Just 7 o'clock. No, we just put that over there. You're not watching. 7 o'clock. It'll be proper class as always. On Saturday, 8th of the week, on the George Pub and Facebook page, which is one of the sponsors of the podcast, we've got heavyweight boxer who's one of the cousins of the Furies, Nathan Gorman. We're interviewing him. I don't know if you've seen, but he fought recently and got beat up Daniel Dubois, can't pronounce it, but he's fucking massive. We're also interviewing the Mayor of Tees Valley, Mr. Houchin. I always forget his first name. I want to call him Keith Houchin, but I don't know if that's his dad who scouted me for Hartlepool.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and we've got live music and eating competitions as well, and it'll be a cracking show, so don't miss out. Thanks again for tuning in. We've got some nice comments there. Brilliant. Cheers. I'll bring a bottle of vodka when you go out. They can't buy you because it's outside. Very good. Yeah, class boys. Leon late to the party. Sorry, Leon, but you can rewatch it. It will be on the page when this ends, so it'll be there. You can watch from the start. Just don't comment because you won't get a reply. You dial. I'm replying to you now. This is weird, isn't it, when you watch it on recap?
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah. Cheers, lads. Yeah, right. Nice one. Love it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate you supporting us. I'm off to buy an ice cream van and loads of posh watches. And keep supporting the shows. We're going to be back doing live comedy very soon in venues, and you can come in person then and have a laugh with us and stuff like that. Well, probably me. Mala doesn't like all that stuff, but he'll be there drinking.
I'll be drinking. I won't be doing no comedy.
No. He sometimes comes on and mops my brow.
You know, you can get pregnant from doing stuff like that.
We're Lad Bible. Good. And cheers, Stephen. And we'll see you next week. So, as per usual, you know the crack. Up the borough and believe.